Stephen, it feels like, I don't know if you'll agree, that we didn't give ourselves a chance today.
No, it was that we did fortunately give ourselves a chance when we equalised, but then we never took the initiative once we did equalise. You know, we didn't start the game in the fashion that I expect us to. We talk a lot about the game management in the opening 10 minutes of a game, and for some reason we didn't manage the game in the manner that we speak about. But the big thing for me is that you can talk a lot about the aspects of the game, but if you strip the game back, first and foremost, the work ethic of the group has to give you a chance of winning the game. And I've spoke a lot about this group recently, and I've said that they're a terrific group, their work ethic, they've given everything. And I believe that. But I don't believe that today. I believe we fell below those standards. Guys like Nathan Thomas that I've complimented about working hard, didn't work hard enough today. Guys like Knight, who got his opportunity today, didn't work hard enough today. These types of players have got to work harder. Bridge, on aspects and details that we talk about in recovery, didn't work hard enough today. So there's a lot of things that weren't right today, but the fundamental part, and something I pride my teams on, is their intense work rate. And I felt let down today by the group. I was let down by the group today, and I've told them that.
What is it that in a game like this, when you can turn it on in front of your home fans on a nice day, that it doesn't happen? What's the reason for that?
It's hard for me to put my finger on it. I thought we prepared properly and correctly, but the intense football, things like a reaction to immediate press, things that we do all the time, weren't there today. They weren't evident today. All these little details. And in the end, we were fortunate it was only 3. Adam Collin had a wonderful game. But it comes down to, you can talk a lot about different aspects, but first and foremost, strip it bare, we didn't work hard enough today.
It's a fact, isn't it? If you don't have the intensity level, if you don't win the second balls, you're going to give up chances.
Because we need to understand what team we are. We're an intense football team. That's what I've built here. And that's not how we played today. You know, we were better in the second half. Much better. But still not at the levels that I want from us. So, a disappointing afternoon.
It's frustrating as well, isn't it? Because we've mentioned we are at home, and we just so desperately want to do it for the fans here.
Yeah, and we rode our luck early on, and then we got a small foothold in the game. But just the overall performance was disappointing for me. I'm just talking about the work ethic of the team, because it's something that I've been hugely complimentary about, and something that I've prided this team on, and I felt let down today.
Do those players address that themselves in the dressing room now that you're out of there and you said your piece?
Yeah, I think they accept that. They do. You know, sometimes you think you're working quite hard, but it's the inches in the yards. And it was a little bit of my theme this week, the inches in the yards, and we didn't do the inches in the yards today.
You can say that you are upset and frustrated about that. How does it leave you feeling when they don't put into practice what you've worked so hard on all week?
I told them, I'm disappointed. I felt let down today because I pride myself on those aspects, and we didn't produce them today. As I said to you in previous games, the game at Rochdale, I can accept at times losing if you lose in the correct fashion. We didn't lose in the correct fashion today.
Does it change the way you do next week now in terms of a training week, or is it just a case of, right, learn from it and go again?
We'll have to learn from it and go again. But we have to do better than that.
Changed it very quickly at half-time. That was obviously to try and rectify the problems that you'd seen.
Yeah, I just felt, as I said there, that we needed more intensity from Knight. We needed more in terms of winning second phase, because they're quite a direct team. And not only when we were defending the second phase, but when we were attacking and the ball broke, we weren't on to that either. And to be fair to Mo Sagaf, I thought he was one of the shining lights today. I thought he did well today in the game. He tired, and it's natural. The last 20 minutes he looked very fatigued, but I thought he was one of the shining lights today, one of the few.
Just on Mo, you could see his first couple of touches were nervy, but he really grew into that contest.
He really did. And I thought that he was at the heart of most of our good stuff today. So I was pleased with his performance. I think there's a lot more to come from him because physically he's still not at our levels. But, you know, as a whole, not good enough today.
Harry McCurdy, it looked like he had come on and he was in the right frame of mind to get us going. Again, it just doesn't quite go that final yard.
Yeah, but Harry's the type of player as well that, you know, once the game opens up as well and stretches a little bit more and you can get him in there, then he's a very exciting player. And I thought he made an impact and he always tried to make things happen today. So that was a pleasing aspect. But all those things aside, I'm just disappointed because of what I would call the fundamentals of what our game's built on.
Naturally, a very, very negative sort of summary of what you've seen there, but is it still there in this team? Can this team still turn it around for us?
Well, I've said this before, we need to show that. Words don't, you know, decide that. It'll be performances and results. And we have to bounce back from today.
Players have to take the chance when they're selected. The likes of Mo Sagaf, who's shown that he has, and Kenise Carroll when they're coming in. There's an opportunity there.
1,000,000%. But everybody has to take the chance. It's a small group. We're working hard with them. But we need more than that because I think we're better than we showed today. That's not taking anything away from a very good side. You know, they're a very good team. He's moulded a good squad together and they deserved a result today. But I'm only looking at us and I think we can do much better than we did today.
You're not a man to hit the panic button. After you've calmed down, there'll be a lot for you to reflect on.
A lot, and we have to get better as well at doing what we were doing in the initial parts of the season. We have to have more courage when the game goes away from us a little bit to keep taking it and playing. Because our best stuff always comes from when we're past the ball. That's when our best stuff always comes from. And when you stop and get away from that, then we don't look as an effective team. And I thought in the game we got away from what we're actually good at. So there was many things that I'm disappointed with today. But we have to go again Monday and we have to ensure that we're ready for next week.
Some grumbles from the fans, but I know you're fully appreciative of what they do and why they have their opinions.
Of course, you know, but we can only, as I've said, entice them back and for them to get behind us when we give the type of performance that they want.
The reserve game on Tuesday, will you give you an opportunity to use some of the players again, or will that be genuinely for the players who've been on the fringe?
Well, I think there's certain players need some game time, so you know we're going to assess that over the next 24 hours, and then we'll obviously decide on the group. Everybody will be in Monday, and then we'll decide over the next 24 hours, as I've said, you know, who will participate on Tuesday.
Final word for Olamola. He's got his second goal, another one with his head.
Yeah, his third goal actually. His third goal, which was pleasing. It was a part of the game where I thought we're back in this game. We had a period where we actually, you know, did some of the things that I want to see. But that was a long enough period, and we didn't manage to build on the all-important equaliser.